everyone. A very warm welcome. Very warm welcome to today's workshop that we have on hand, how to create authentic relationships in business. And today we also have a very commendable professional who is going to talk to us about that, about how to build authentic relationships in business. KaushalyaUk is a not-for-profit community organization dedicated to empowering women at all ends. We have projects running around health and well-being, personal professional development, entrepreneurship, and financial education. And where we can, we also squeeze in some social events. KaushalyaUk is 100% dedicated to bringing women together, to giving them opportunities, and to helping them grow and meet their full potential in any possible manner. I'm not going to take long talking about KaushalyaUk. My name is Ritu Sharma, and I'm here today to introduce our speaker of the evening. So we have with us today Inga Faison-Kavit, and Inga is an authenticity strategist. She left her engineering career to follow her entrepreneurial spirit. Amazing. She now pursues her dream life full of faith, family, freedom, flexibility, and fitness. She enjoys empowering women to live their best life. She helps women become top earners by building authentic relationships that treat people like humans and not numbers. I can't wait to hear what you have to share, Inga. Very warm welcome to KaushalyaUk. The floor is yours.
Yes. Oh, I am so excited to be here with you all. One thing that I have loved about our little situation, I'll call it 3 years ago, is that I'm able to connect with people that I probably would have never connected with through Zoom. Because I'm here in Mobile, Alabama, where it is 2 o'clock time frame. And you guys are over in the UK, which is so awesome. Now I get to have some more UK girlfriends to hang out with and connect with outside of this event. So super excited to be here with you all and to get to know you and interact with you today. So first and foremost, I want to say, I want you guys to talk to me. I don't want to be like a talking head tonight. So I'm going to ask you questions and I'm going to wait for you to respond. So I'm hoping that you guys will indulge me and actually talk to me and not let me feel like a talking head. In addition to that, if you guys have any, really profound questions, we're going to save those to the end. When I ask you to engage, it's like I may ask you a question and I want you to respond back to me. So I know that you guys are there because I'm probably going to push this button down. So it's just so you guys can see the whole screen of me, but I just want to know that you're still there on the other side because I won't be able to see you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay, where does that go back? All right. So today we are going to talk about how to build authentic relationships. So the first and foremost, I want to tell you guys to relax. I'm showing you pictures of my family because I know oftentimes life can be full of distractions. And I really want you to take the time to relax and release today and truly open your mind as well as your heart to what I have to say, because I hope it will kind of give you a little mind shift today. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you how to translate your top earner potential into more sales and downline via relationships. Because I think it's really important that we treat people like people. And we also make it a point to build meaningful and sustainable relationships that are built on trust. That way we can truly enjoy the journey and feel like our growth strategies really align with who we are. And if we want to be a top earner, that we'll feel like we're truly serving people and not bothering them because we really want to connect with them. How many of you really feel that way? Is that something that really resonates with you guys? Yes, no, maybe. This is the time to talk.
Yes.
Are y'all? Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I want to first share a confession with you and then 2 myths that I've discovered in building my business. The first thing, and I'm sure you guys may attest to this, is I don't really care about vanity numbers. You know, these days, everybody's asking you how many followers you have and how many people liked your post or how many people really engaged with you on social media. I really think it's truly important to make sure that we're serving people with the product or service that we have. And then be able to mentor people to reach that, to their desired level of success. So we're not trying to make them as successful as us. If we are working with other people to help them reach their goals, helping them to really feel like whatever they want to do is great at the end of the day. And then one thing I really want to talk about is, especially when you're starting a new business, oftentimes people feel like they can only really sell to their inner circle, you know, their friends and family. So I want to just kind of negate that from the beginning, saying, no, you can't expand beyond your friends and family. And then secondly, I also want to let you know that you don't, well, some people feel like they have to be an outgoing extrovert to be successful. And being an introvert myself, I want to share with you that you don't have to be that outgoing extrovert, that you can use the innate gifts that you were blessed with and really do, my famous saying is, do you boo, and feel good about who you are and what you do and who you serve. So I want to give you guys that permission as well. So my question to you is, with me saying that about those 2 myths, I want you to just think about kind of like a dream world here, that you were really able to walk this thing out. So if you were really truly able to do what I'm saying that you would able to do, you would really be able to connect with your clients and not nag them. So you would really be serving them more so than nagging them. So when you're calling to check up on them, if you sell a product that's a consumable product, you could actually check up on them, and they knew that when you called them that you were genuinely interested in them as a person. And that as a result of really showing how much you care about your client and, you know, whether they reach their desired outcome from your product or your service, that they would be like really ready to just share you with their tribe. I mean, their inner circle. They're going to tell you, everybody that they know, that you're just the best thing since sliced bread, and that if anyone needs what you have, that you're definitely the person for them to go see. So that way your business is really going to be able to grow consistently because you have this abundance of referrals from the folks that already like what you're giving them. And then on top of that, that you would truly be able to brand yourself more so than your company. If you're in direct sales or network marketing, that you could really be in the human to human business more so than the business to client business, because you're human first and you want to treat the person on the other side as a human, and they're going to love you for it because you did that. So I want to give you some good news and some bad news. So I'm going to give you the good news first. So what if I could teach you that you could forever change the way that you connect, that you nurture, that you sell, that you recruit, that you follow up to reach top earner success? And then the bad news is that you're going to let go of a bunch of the strategies that the MLM world is pushing on you right now, and really say no to the masculine energy that sometimes we feel is required to be successful. How would you guys feel about that? Would that be something that you would be excited about?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I'm here for that.
Yes. So what I have found over the years is that people, I'm going to tell you what I've seen that people really want. And you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree. People want to feel like they're seen. People truly want to feel like they are being heard. People want to connect to something really real. People want to improve their life. And then they also want to know that they have someone that they can trust that's going to help them get their desired result. But this is the problem. Most of the time, we're surrounded around the wrong people. And social media just makes us feel bad because they're just really trying to sell us all of the time. I mean, do you guys feel that way? You go on any kind of social media platform and say you went to a website before you went onto that platform, then that particular thing that you were looking at, they now are showing you ads for it because they saw that you went to XYZ website. So as a result of that, we feel like we have to settle for the painful parts of our life. And even though they say they want to do something different, and they could be you or they could be your potential client, they never really go past liking our online content or just reading our emails. So they're just kind of settling where they are. Sometimes people know exactly what they desire, and then they actually go looking for it. So you kind of got two spectrums, people that kind of sit on their hands, and then those people that are ready to take action. But most of the time, they just have a hunch and they know it when they see it. So most of their time on social media is really just a welcome diversion from their life, whatever they got going on, the trials and tribulations of just everyday life, which makes them feel that there's so many people that you could help around the globe like we're doing today, and that everybody is getting sales. So you kind of question, okay, so am I the problem? And that's what I mean when I say, are you the problem? And you may think, well, you see things on social media or really online in general with people dancing around being an entertainer, or you either see people being super pushy or salesy. And you're not willing to do either one of them, right? And then you think, in fact, you're going to buy courses and you think, okay, well, maybe I can do this anyway. But then after you've bought those courses, you feel like I can't physically make myself do something that really doesn't resonate with me. And that goes right around the thought process of being that outgoing extrovert, especially if you're not that. Not saying there's anything wrong with being an extrovert, because they're not. But what I'm saying is it's really important for you to use your innate gifts and do what really truly resonates with you to build your business and not be something that you're not. So if you're wondering if you feel a bit lost when it comes to building your following, really building authority and getting sales, and then you realize that luckily only a tiny slice of the market is offering something that you actually care about, which means that it could really be a big opportunity to you if you could really figure this thing out. So how do you make people care? And them is this the people that you want to serve, your target market, your niche. Well, the most important question is centered around a really good marketing strategy. And we've developed a specific way to nurture your clients, to get them to trust you, to really shift the way that they're thinking, and then get them to take action and then buy from you. To really, truly make them care about what you have to offer so they can get to their desired result. And we call it the relationship accelerator system. So if people want to feel seen, if people want to feel heard, if people really want to connect and feel something real, if they truly want to improve their life and then find that expert that they can trust, then we want them to really be nurtured authentically so they can feel like they belong, that they are heard, that they can truly make that change and trust us to help them. What do you guys think about that? Is that something that truly resonates with what you have to offer in your business? Mm-hmm. Yes. So what I've come up with is three parts of how to truly build relationships. So the first thing is really cultivating a rich environment. So I'm sure that you guys are probably looking at that and saying, okay, well, what does that mean? To me, cultivating a rich environment is really eliminating that negative self-talk, that stinking thinking that we often have when we're doing something outside of our comfort zone or really trying something new. or really just doing business in general, I'll say, as an entrepreneur. And then being able to manifest new positive financial outcomes. So I want to show you guys this video. I'm going to show you probably about 40 seconds of it. And I want you to watch the video, and I'll ask you a couple of questions afterwards. Okay, so how many times did you guys count?
15.
15. Anybody else?
I counted 16.
16.
14.
Anybody else?
14.
14. We got 14, 15, 16. Anybody else?
I counted 20 something, then I lost the count. I may be totally off trails.
Okay, so I'm going to play it so you guys can see how many. Who said 16? Awesome, Nash. That was cool. Nash, you counted right.
I have done business, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, you've done this before?
No, not this, no.
Oh, okay.
I've been in business I was in business, but I'm finished. I'm retired now.
Okay. So I'm curious. Now I have another question for you guys. Did you guys spot the gorilla?
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's when I lost the count.
I had my eyes on the lady with the white shirt walking around.
Yeah.
So who didn't see the gorilla? Do you guys want me to play it back so you can see the gorilla? Did anybody not see it?
I think I'm not really with it today, but anyway, sorry, I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay,
I want
so I'm
to
gonna
see
play
it.
it
Where's
back.
oh, yes, I can see it.
Oh, okay. We can't miss him.
Yeah, so he kind of walked in there. See, but if you were focusing on those white shirts, you wouldn't have
White
seen
shirt.
that. Yeah. But the thing about it, I guess that's why I love this analogy, because isn't that oftentimes what happens to us in life? We get so caught up on what's going on. Something may have caused us to be distracted. And as a result of that distraction, we're not as focused as we need to be. So I think of that analogy kind of similar to cash. I'm sure you guys have probably created a website or a landing page or something where you have made the necessary changes. And for whatever reason, after you've saved it and you pull it back up on the internet, it has the old stuff still there. Have you guys experienced that before? Where you still have the old stuff. So it's like if you go to the help desk and maybe you call your web provider and say, hey, I made this change on my website. It's not saving the change. What's going on? The first thing they'll tell you is to clear the cache. So what I say is I want us to kind of think about when we are generating leads, our lead generative methods, kind of think through how we can clear the cache and really be able to treat people like the humans they are, instead of saying, oh, I'm just going to talk to 20 people and see how many people are going to look at my presentation or who's going to be interested in setting up a call with me or whatever that you may be trying to work towards. But really kind of thinking of people truly like the humans that they are, more so than thinking about the numbers that we're trying to reach. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is authentic relationship building. And basically, when I say that, I really want to emphasize the importance of how to ask people what they want, more so than assume that you have what they need. To really be able to engage instead of pushing people to get what you are offering them. And then as a result of listening to them and finding out what their true need is, to be able to customize their solution for to help them reach their desired result. So how do you do that? Well, first and foremost, I want to tell you that I want you to get rid of this thought process that everybody's your customer, because everybody's not your customer. You really want to be able to niche down to find out who wants what you have, whatever your product or your service may be. If you're in the health and wellness, I know we were talking about that initially when we first started. If you have people that, well, let me say it this way. Everybody would benefit from working out, I'll say, but everybody doesn't want to work out. So if you have something that is centered around working out, you would definitely want to make sure that you're talking to somebody that values working out, more so than trying to convince a person that is a couch potato that they need to move. Would you guys agree? Yes?
Yes.
So just kind of thinking through that, because I know sometimes when I talk to people about building their business, they tell me that, they really haven't determined what their true niche is and that they feel like everybody is their customer. But when you do it that way, that means there are going to be some times that you could be trying to convince somebody when you don't have to. So you're wasting energy that you don't have to use. And then last, but definitely not least, the next thing I wanted to share with you is talking about nurturing to convert. So what does that mean? It basically is allowing people to have space, but that you're still able to keep a connection with them so that when they're ready to buy or join whatever you have, they can do it in their time frame, which I call like marinate, similar to what we do to our meat our meats before we cook them. We marinate it overnight so we can get all the seasoning and the flavor that we're going to get when we're able to put it in the oven or the stove or the grill the next day. We want to be able to do that with our leads and our prospects and even our clients, that we're given that space where they can truly decide when they're ready to actually get what we have. And then in the meantime, in between time, be able to support their need, because we'll really be able to build that know, like, and trust factor. So then people will know that we are really in the business of serving them and not just selling a product, and that their fears will go away, and then they'll either buy from us or join us when they're ready. So when I think of that, here in the States, we have we have a chain for hamburgers. It's called Burger King. And their slogan is "Have it your way." So when you're actually able to allow people to truly marinate and find out what they need, ask them so you can really help them get their desired results. So you're really, because you ask, you'll be able to assist them more so than annoy them. So they would want you to be around because they know that you're in their corner and they know that you will help them have it their way. And then I kind of think of it like kind of a dating thing. Can you imagine if your significant other, when you first met them, would come up to you and say, "Would you marry me?" Or "Would you be my girlfriend?" That kind of thing. You would kind of look at them weird, like, "I don't even know you. I mean, how am I going to be in a relationship with you and I don't know you?" Well, to think of your leads and your prospects as that kind of same situation. They're not going to just instantaneously buy from you just because you showed them what you had. That they want to get to know you. They're going to want to build that know, like, and trust factor with you. And as a result of feeling comfortable with you and knowing that you're in their corner, that you really see them, that you've heard them, and that you were really the person that can help them get to the promised land, that they will then be your girlfriend or your salesperson to help them reach their desired result. So you truly are dating your leads. So when you cultivate authentic relationships and build that know, like, and trust factor, you're really able to create loyalty more so than a one-time sale, because we all want to have people that buy from us repeatedly, not somebody that's just going to buy a one and done, just kind of get you out the face kind of sale. We want people to buy from us repeatedly and then share us with their friends, right? That's what really building a business is all about, because I truly believe entrepreneurship is a team sport. You can't do it by yourself. So when you build authentic relationships this way, you're able to generate higher converting referrals. You'll actually have more residual income because you'll have people just coming back from you more often than not because they have that loyalty with you. You'll have a higher downline conversion because then you're going to teach the people that's in your downline exactly how to do what you're doing. You'll be connecting and it feels fun and not stressful as it can be if you're not doing it and really treating people like the people that they are. And then as a result of that, you'll be seen as an authority and then an expert that they want to refer to their friends. So when you work your business this way, that is the desired outcome that you can actually reach. So if any of this resonated with you, there are basically two ways that you can get started. The first way is the working on your cold outreach, and basically AKA lead gen. How are you going to actually get your leads? And typically I know because I'm a fellow introvert myself, and for those of you that are introverted as well, or have introverted tendencies, you will probably resonate with the fact that I know that you're outgoing with people that you know and that you enjoy talking about your product or service. It's just the cold outreach that you really struggle with. And if you could figure that part of it out, then you feel like you really could excel in your business. Well, that's why I created the Savvy Survey system, because I feel like it's the ideal way for you to have the perfect icebreaker with people that you don't know. And it will allow you to create a survey in less than an hour without the pitfalls and the learning curve and the headaches that I had to do to kind of figure this thing out, to be able to give you a system to do it in less than an hour. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, you can just go to this website here, or you can use the QR code and it will take you to the website that you can start off with the survey guide, and then you can proceed from there on how you want to build your survey. And then if you feel like the lead generation is not something that you really need to work on, but you're really just trying to figure out how you can expand your business using relationships and building that human to human connection that I had described in the webinar, your step up would probably be the Relationship Accelerator. And this is a coaching program that really helps you expand your know-how on how to grow your business using with relationships, with those three steps that we just talked about: how to cultivate that rich environment, how to actually build those authentic relationships, and truly come up with a nurture to convert system that allows your folks to feel like they can truly marinate when they're ready to marinate, and then buy from you when they're ready. And if you're interested in that there's also a QR code for that, where you could set up a call with me and we could see if we're a good fit. And then if we're not, then I have tons of people in my network that I could refer you to that could also help you with your business if I'm not a good fit for you. So with that said, I wanted to ask if you guys had any questions about what I shared with you tonight.
I tell you what,
or any comments. I'm sorry, somebody
yeah,
said
it's Carol.
Something. Oh, okay.
It took me ages when I was really in health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
I still am, but different products. As far as I was concerned, anyone who was breathing was my ideal customer.
Was your ideal client. And that's what they tell you. I mean, they tell you, and that's why I said that. That's why I made that comment, because, you know, oftentimes, because that's what I was told, and when I was growing up in direct sales as well, that everybody's my client. So, but what I realized was that everybody's truly not my client, because I would talk to maybe some friends or some family members that were in my space, and I would ask them about what I sold, and they would look at me like I had three heads, like, I'm not doing that. And then it would be like, okay, well, is it me? Because they told me that everybody's my client, but now they're saying that they don't want what I have. So it must be me.
Yeah.
And I know that can really hinder people from growing their business, when that's actually, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just the fact that everybody's not your person. So the sooner that you realize that, the better off you be.
Rather
And you
than
can really,
browbeat them. Yes, you do need this.
yeah. And they can really, and then you can really build your business with people that want what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, why spend the time to convince them? Because if you convince them that what you have is what they need, then you got to convince them to use what you have. So it's all about all this convincing, and you're using all this energy convincing people when you could just take the time to find the people that want what you have and just give it to them. So, yeah, for sure.
But that's amazing. I mean, there are so many misconceptions, Inga, that are related to being a business person. And one you mentioned very briefly was around masculinity. And with women entrepreneurs, I think that is a massive deal. When we step into the business world, I don't know whether we're actually judged at that level or whether we're judging ourselves based on our understanding of how people perceive the idea.
Yep.
But masculinity is something that kind of slaps you in the face in the first instance, and we kind of start adopting a masculine approach many a times where it's not needed either. But I want you to talk a little bit about that, if it's okay, Inga.
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. And the thing about it is I've seen it on both sides, because I am a mechanical engineer by training.
Ooh.
Very male-dominated field.
Very.
So, yeah, I felt it every day. Okay, that I was trying to compete. You know, I remember specifically I was in a meeting with my colleagues. I, at the time, was the only female, only African-American woman mechanical engineer. And one of my colleagues proceeds to start talking about my project. And I'm thinking, dude, kind of surface level talking about my project. And I was just like, I cannot believe he's in here trying to showboat. He knows about my project. And I almost, like you were talking about, I felt like I needed to like interject to kind of take control of the situation. But I was just like, I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to go there today. I'm just going to let him sit here and talk like he knows what's going on. So then when somebody asks a question, I'm going to look like, well, do you know that dude? I mean, because it was blatantly done. And I remember it was another woman in the meeting, and she pulled me aside. She was like, Inga, I cannot believe he did. Okay. So I was just like, yeah, so it's not just me. She saw it too and was very aware of it. And I found myself doing that when I first started my business, thinking about, I call it throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing how much, what will stick. And that's who I was going to talk to. Or, competing with somebody else to see how many leads or how many people we could talk to. So then people feel that energy as well, as I'm just talking to you because you're number 5. And Susie Q is talking to you because you're number 20, and not really getting to know them as a person and feeling them to really find out how I could truly help them reach their desired outcome. I realized that, and I could feel it. I could feel it interacting with people, and wanted to. And that was the whole reason why I wanted to make the turnaround, because I didn't want to build my business that way, because it never felt good to me.
Yeah. It couldn't. I mean, what's wrong with being feminine? Nothing at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Be yourself. As you said, I think authenticity kind of reflects everywhere in all aspects.
Yes.
Business, big deal. People will not buy from someone who looks like a con or acts like one or is one.
Is one, right.
Yeah. Ladies, any more questions? Please feel free. Unmute yourself and ask away.
I wasn't going to ask you a question. First of all, I was just going to say thank you for the interesting and very informative talk and all your nuggets that you've given. That's really been helpful. I'm not actually doing business myself as well at the moment. I've been was made redundant 2 years ago, so I took early retirement. But I'm just very interested in what you just said, and things like energy. When you're talking your authentic self, and you're being truthful, and your product, like whoever it was that was trying to talk about your project was a fake, and people can see it through and through. And when you're dealing with customers, whether it's on Zoom or in person, People feel that energy, you know, and
They
they
do.
can see the genuine person who's genuine. And I think
Yep.
that's where the trust element comes in as well. That, you know, if you feel that energy, you're going to automatically start liking and trusting that person.
Yes.
You may, you know, convince yourself that, yes, this possibly is the right person to go to for what I want, you know.
Right.
So you do yourself,
Totally.
you know, you're just doing yourself the favor just by being truthful and honest and, you know, just saying it as it is, you know, whereas some people really do, as you said, they want to know how many leads they've got and they're competing all the time. And, you know, it just
Right.
like diverts your energy into something that's not that positive at all.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
The know, like, and trust is so vital.
It is.
An example, I have someone I've been building a connection with over the years. Now, I haven't posted about the natural health products that I used to focus on. I still do it, but in the background. And she messaged me today. I have a group of women going through menopause. Can I connect them with you? And what products should they use? And it's like out of the blue.
Blue. Right.
And this
Right.
is years. We've just been building a friendship.
Exactly.
Literally, we haven't focused on business. I haven't tried to get her into this or that. Just a pure friendship. But she remembered what I used to talk about. And yeah, so friendships are key, absolutely key. It's not just building a connection, but get to know that person.
Yes.
I'm a people person anyway, so
Right.
yeah, I'm a sucker for relationships.
Yeah. Totally.
Inga also quite likes the idea that you mentioned very briefly again about vanity numbers.
Yes.
I think it's very important for all entrepreneurs to kind of calm down at that end, because it, as Pratibha mentioned as well, it feels like we're always competing. And unfortunately, the scenario now is that people who have been in the field for 20 years before you turned up, even they will be competing against you. I don't know why they feel that there's a threat. And you feel pressured to build the numbers up.
Yep.
I mean, would the numbers actually reflect on the sales? Would they actually be converted? I mean, that's a whole different story. But this pressure is, I think, it kind of builds up over time as well. Can you throw a little bit more light on that if it's okay?
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing I think the first and foremost, I want to say this is that these numbers that everybody are just kind of bragging about, it's rented land. And what I mean by rented land is, I don't know, I think it might have been like a year ago, Facebook or something went down for a day and everybody was just like losing their mind. Oh my gosh, I can't get on Facebook. Oh, because my following is there and I can't talk to my people. That's why it's so important for you to have your own. And when I say your own, I mean like your own email list where you can directly connect to people and be able to message them or send something out. So if a Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, that fiasco happens, it's no big thing to you because you can talk to your people. That's why it's so important to nurture. That's why I love the nurture to convert type of thought process, because if you're nurturing to convert your folks, you're interacting with them on a regular basis. It's kind of similar to like family, your close family. You're talking to them all the time. So it's not just, oh, she's just calling me because she's trying to sell me something. No, I'm calling you because I'm genuinely interested in what's going on with you and what's going on in your life, because I hadn't talked to you in a while. So I think it's very important for us to realize that, because just because you have these vanity numbers, are you really connecting with those folks? Do they really know you? Do you really know them? Because at the end of the day, I mean, come on, we want to have the relationship that interaction that Carol was just talking about, where somebody calls us out of the blue and says, hey, girl, I know that Susie Q needs this. And I just thought of you. I thought you would be the perfect person to help her reach her desired result. That's how it should be, more so than us trying to talk about we have a good million followers. Okay, woo woo. I oftentimes when I ask people that, it's just like, okay, so how does that translate into sales? What does that mean? then they're just like, oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That thing about customizing as well, when you know your customer and what is their need and whether the product's going to or service is going to serve them, that just stops them feeling like you are just another number. That always puts me off. If I feel as if I'm just another number here, I just walk away, because you are literally just another one, and next minute they've got 10 other people to deal with, so not really that important. I think that's
right.
That you make your customer feel really important, that you're very valued as a customer, and we'd like to serve you for what you need.
Yes, I can, and it made me think about this instance. I was on LinkedIn, and I had this lady to send me something. I think she was an appointment setter, and she told me how she wanted to help African-American women entrepreneurs be successful. I mean, it was really a nice note. And I was just like, oh, that was nice. I got about 4 more of those notes in the same day. I was like, okay, so you guys changed your script, and then all of you sent it in the same day. Busted. Man. So when I got it the second time, I was like, okay, yeah, I just got that from Susie Q. Yeah. Betty just sent me that too. Yeah. So yeah, you're spot on with that. Spot on.
And I just want to say, Ritu, what she does, this thing about confidence as well, that it's amazing, just the support to sisters or, other ladies who want to come up. And she's thrown so many opportunities. I've only known Ritu about just 2.5, 3 years now. And the work that she and her organization are doing, the team, it's just phenomenal. And, it's just really bringing people. If she spots something good in a person, she'll sort of investigate with that person and say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And really encourage and motivate a person. So even if you haven't got the confidence, you're going to start thinking, oh yeah, she's right. Maybe I can make something out of this. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So exactly. Positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant, Ritu.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. But that's what it is about. I mean, absolutely what Inga said as well, that we look out for what is it that somebody needs and we give it to them. And people are my business, that's what I do. Right. And it's amazing how we come together, how we discuss stuff, and in such a safe environment as well. Yeah. And credit all of you that you come up and, it's done together. Thank you. Back to asking questions, ladies. If any more.
Well, now, can I just ask? It's just, I don't know how to put this now. I forget things. When I was in business, right, I used to be very loyal with my customers. And then I really did everything for my customer. I used to go out of my way to do things for my customers. And that's how I built my relationship up with my customers. So you have to be loyal with them. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, you've got to sell this. They won't come back. Or another one will come, But I used to have a shop next to Junction 10 in Warsaw. Right, and Junction 10 used to get the lorry drivers coming. I mean, lorry drivers used to drive from all over the world, and they used to pass Junction 10 to go Scotland, whatever, and they always used to stop there. And there was about handful of lorry drivers who were very loyal. They would just come to my shop. They wouldn't go anywhere else for bread or beer or something like that. And, and they were really loyal as well. So I treated them like, really loyal customers. And they got to know me and I got to know them. And we used to exchange talks, really friendly talks about family, friends, where they've been and things like that. So, you get used to them. Talking to you, and So I think loyalty is really.
I think the problem here, Inga, is that when we talk business, we forget that that's still an extension of human existence.
Oh, yeah.
And what Nash is saying exactly that. It's human to human interaction.
Mhm.
And because it's business, it's normally seen as different to when we're talking to friends or family or people who we bump into on the street kind of a thing. So if we
Right.
kind of blur the lines a bit, would it be safe to say that if we just approach a human to human kind of a thing and
Yeah.
not see them, whoever it is. I mean, I harp on about the work I do everywhere I go and anywhere I go, and whoever feels like connecting, they connect, and whoever it's not for, they move on, and that's absolutely fine as well.
Right.
Um,
And I can say, I know when we connected, I felt that way about you. I felt that way. I mean, I know you said before,
I
I
did
felt
as
like
well.
I knew you. Yeah. So
I
it
did
was
as
just,
well.
it was a genuine connection. And when you get those genuine connections, it's like, wow, I like that person. I want to spend more time with them. I really want to connect with them because they truly resonate with you. And then you do have those people that when you talk to them, it's just like, nah, that didn't feel good at all. So yeah, but I think that's why it's really just so important for us to be human first. So we can build those genuine connections. So we can have that connection and feel each other's energy. It's like, oh, I like her. She is so cool. And just met them for the first time and feel like known them for years, for sure.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I can't express myself very, very well today.
No, you did fine, Nash.
There you go.
Thank you.
Anybody else, ladies? Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, is there anybody in the group that feels like they're an introvert or has introverted tendencies? Or everybody's an outgoing extrovert, which is nothing wrong with that.
Carol's going, no, she isn't. I feel I have kind of an ambivert, if that's the word.
Yep.
Ambivert personality, where sometimes I feel like I'd go out there and I do talk a lot and I love talking, but there are moments where I feel like, oh, I'm a bit shy. I don't want. Carol's not agreeing to it. Carol, that's how I feel in my head.
I used to talk a lot. I used to talk,
Yes,
honestly.
Nash.
And Jen said she was definitely introverted. I saw her.
My husband's in the background. He's saying she still does.
It's amazing. People see me and they see me doing my videos or talking on things like this. And they're just like, she's not introverted. I am so introverted. Because the thing about it is, after I talk like this, I need to be in my happy place to recharge my social battery. And I think that's how you can tell if somebody's introverted or not, because when they in their downtime, where are they? Are they by themselves or are they amongst the people to rejuvenate? And I'm one of those folks that I'm gonna be somewhere by myself, maybe sitting on the couch reading a good book, maybe even listening to some music. But I'm rebooting to help me do the next thing that I need to do. That's why it's so important to be around people that want what you have, because if you're spending so much energy trying to convince people to get what you have, then you won't have the time to really be creative and innovative to really grow and expand your business the way it should be, because you're using all your energy to convince somebody that your stuff is just great.
You are right there, because I think, when you've been doing it a day in, day out, and you do get very, very tired, and that's when lots of businesses go down, because you give up, don't you?
You give up.
Yeah.
Yep. You do. Okay, iPhone has their hands. Yeah.
Please speak.
Hi, Ritu. This is Jaya. You know me.
Hi, Jaya. Welcome.
Yeah, I joined a bit late. I always want to join every week, but it doesn't happen. So this, I think, second or third time I'm just joining. But I missed the plot of this. What have we spoken about, so that I can ask a few questions?
Sure. We were talking about how to create authentic relationships in business and why that is so important. That's what we were talking about, Jay. And the recording will be on our YouTube channel anyways.
Right.
So
Right.
feel free to, go onto the playlist under workshops. It will be there. But feel free to ask if you have a question.
Right. Like, is it any kind of business that we need these relationships, or would it help only for specific businesses? What do you think?
I think my personal view of it, I think it's any business, because I'm a true believer that entrepreneurship is a team sport. It's not meant to do it alone. So the more people that you can collaborate with, get referral partners from, or really just be the cheerleader for you. Because all of us have those days that we just feel like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So just having that person that you can call on that's going to help pick you up through the hard times, because entrepreneurship is definitely, we have our peaks and we have our valleys. So if you're in one of those valley moments, that you have somebody you can call that's going to help you kind of pick you up while you recharge, for sure.
Thank you for that. Yeah,
You're welcome.
it helps. Yeah, I liked what you said. Like, you don't go everywhere trying to, talk to people who are not in receptive mode.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And it does not add value to yourself and
No, it
others.
doesn't.
Yeah. So I think that is more important. Like when you are building relationships also, you don't try and build relationships where there's no connectivity.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that is a very good point you made there.
For sure.
Right. Jia, is that okay? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
Ask Jen. Thank you, sweet. I was going to ask Jen if she's got a question, because she said she's very introverted, but we kind of went off. Please, Jen, unmute
Hi
yourself.
there. Thank you so much for your talk. That's very helpful, because the industry where I work in, it really involves basically meeting a lot of people, and everything is by chance, because I'm a freelance creative. And then it's a common thing wherein, people organize events for people to actually meet up and get to know each other. So if you're an introvert such as myself, it can seem daunting, but you still have to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if everyone can relate to this, but it feels like you'd always have to be in survival mode to try to talk to people and then get to know them, because your life kind of depended on it if you're a freelancer. Now, my question for you is, I've wondered if you've ever experienced this, and because if you're at an event like that, you really have to connect with a lot of people and then be interested in what they're doing. And of course, at the same time, you'd want to offer as well what you can do for them. But how would you do it if that is something you have to do?
One thing that I've learned, and it's funny that you said this, is I have been in events like that where I'm trying to talk to numerous people, but I've gotten to the point that I'm only talking to this one person in front of me, because I'm trying to really connect with them and then possibly talk about my business after. So what I've learned is that in those type of situations, what I've done is I've just talked to them, just straight up talked to them, maybe gotten a card or a digital card from them, so I could then set up another meeting with them to do a one-on-one, more so than trying to do it all right there in that particular setting. Because when you do it that way, you're not able to talk to more than one person. You're just spending all your time with this one person, when, like you said, you want to be able to talk to numerous different people. I've also found that those type of settings are a little bit different than just talking to somebody, like, I guess we called it warm chattering. Like you would go to a grocery store and you may talk to somebody that's not in a relationship, a networking type of event. You're just going up and talk to somebody on a random and not really knowing if they're going to talk back to you or if they're going to be rude or whatever. So to me, I feel like the networking setting is a little bit easier, because everybody knows that they're there to network. So it makes it a little easier for you to be able to go around and talk to more people. But like I said, the recommendation I would give for you is not to try to talk all business while you're there. is to really build that connection where you're asking them about the kids, kind of similar to what we're talking about, being human first. And then when you feel like it's time for you to make that transition to talk to someone else, well, do you mind giving me your card? You can connect with them and maybe possibly email them or something like that after the event the next day, so you could actually truly connect with them to see if that was your person or not.
That is so helpful. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, because I've been there where you feel like, okay, I really want to move. I want to talk to somebody else. But I feel like if I move, I'm not going to be able to tell this person about my business. So I'm going to sit here and stay. And then you realize I only have an hour here and I've only talked to one person the whole hour.
Yeah, I agree with you, because that does happen where you end up talking to this one person and then you're trying to create the connection, but then you miss out on other things.
That's right. That's right.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any more questions at all, ladies?
Everything was brilliant. I wish you came in my life many years ago.
Well,
it's better late than never, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, absolutely fantastic. And I've sent you a connection request. And
cool.
We'll have a one-on-one.
I'll have a one-on-one. Exactly. See, there you go. See, she already did it. I love it. You're taking action. That's exactly how you do it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Inga, it's been absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving us your time and your expertise and your knowledge tonight around the topic, which is very useful for all the entrepreneurs who've been here tonight with us, and for those who are going to listen to this recording on a YouTube channel. Please feel free, if you haven't already, if you want to drop your LinkedIn connection in the chat. So if anybody else wants to send your invite, they can do that, or whichever contact you want to leave here, that would be great.
And then for those that are watching live that are watching this on the replay, if you want to connect to me, you can reach me at my website. That's Inga Faye. That's INGA, F as in Frank, AY.com. All of my social media handles are there on my website. If you're interested in any of the guides that were displayed earlier in my presentation, those are there as well. If you want to set up a call, that is also there. So you can just go to my website, and everything that you probably would want, how you can connect with me, it will be there on the website.
Wonderful. That's all wonderful, people. And do connect with Inga, make use of all the stuff she's got to offer. Please do that. And I want to give a special mention to Zina Kula, who's our volunteer for KaushalyaUk, who brings people together for these individual workshops and couldn't be with us tonight for some personal reasons. A very big thank you to her for organizing this for us. And I pray and hope that all of us can stay connected. Please forward whatever you have to offer to people. And if you want to share this video, which is being recorded and will be on YouTube, please feel free to share it around. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you who've been with us today, and especially to our speaker, Inga. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank
you,
you.
Inga. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.